Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back with Bannerlord. I've been doing a few things off camera just to, I think it's easier for me to go through all the grindy stuff without recording it. I've been figuring some things out with the way that the troop upgrades work in this game. And this is what I've discovered. I'm going to go through this with you. So what I did is I worked my way up to getting some mounted units, mainly. I think, honestly, this is down to my personal preference, and this is memories of me playing Mount and Blade Warband. I honestly preferred just having like cavalry, horse archers, that sort of thing. So honestly, this is something that I thought was a good idea. So to get, with this game, there is a lot of choices in terms of what troops you can have. The basic tree for the standard units for each of the different cultures are varied, but I mean, this is the kind of thing you get. So this is the way I went. So I went with Valandian Recruit. Obviously, they're the basic. You get them as soon as you hire them. You go up to the Valandian Footman, which is a bit more, sword, shield, I think spear as well. And then you go to Valandian Infantry, which is slightly more upgraded than the Footman. They have slightly better skills, I think, as well. Yes, yeah, they do. You can see here they've got skills in one-handed, which are better than before. And then I went up to the light cavalry. That's where I'm at the moment, because to get to this, and here's another thing, to get that unit you need horses. I didn't know that, and then when I got horses I didn't realise it has to be a specific horse. I think I got mules or something like that. I thought that would work. You need, in particular, saddle horses, and that is something I actually didn't know. So that is something to keep in mind when you're playing this game, is to get there, make sure you've got some horses. I had to go searching round and round and round for saddle horses. And to get to this unit you need Warhorses. They're a little harder to get, and you need to wait until you're later in the game to do it. I think, because it seems like they either spawn, or I think you probably pick them up from armies that you defeat in battle. So we'll see what happens with that. These, from what I can gather, I think it's the Vulgia. They seem like a very good anti-cavalry unit, but I like the field cavalry. So I mean, I tried to keep my infantry as minimal as possible. And for the sturgeons, now the sturgeons class as cavalry, but really they're the sturgeons that I went with, they're more like a mix between cavalry and ranged, because they have throwing weapons. I'll try and get the sturgeon recruits here. So I went with the hardened brigand. As you can see here, they've got throwing weapons on the back, and they use a sword and shield. So they're quite versatile, actually, as a unit. I just thought it was an interesting way to go with that. And then what I ended up doing, I clicked off there, is with the Khazaits, I went with horse archers. Because the Khazaits, I feel, are like the Kurgats, and that's the way I went with the Kurgats. I had Kurgat horse archers. So I'll get the the recruitment tree up here. Also, it's an interesting note, I managed to get, these are like the elite units, and usually to get these you need to have a good relation with the village in question that gives you them. And this is a horse archer unit, but I think it's better than the standard, and I managed to pick up one. I was very, very lucky on that. They have very good skills at the moment. I have this one, and his skills are very, very good, especially in terms of polearm and bow and riding. I think he could pretty much sit on a warhorse already, but to get to that guy, I think you need a warhorse. I think. I'm not sure because it doesn't actually say in the tree. I don't know if he just upgrades automatically. So that's something that we'll have to have a look at. So where are we? That is it the footman? Okay, yeah. Well, no, it's not, but it gets me to where I need to be anyway. So the recruit for the Khuzaits is the nomads, and then I went down the tribal warrior route. From here you can change. Now these guys I think are basically just lancers, and I didn't want to go lancers because I already have that, essentially, with the Valandians. So I went with the Khuzait Raider, and I'm pretty much going down there. I think, which ones have I got? I think I've got the Raiders at the moment. Let's have a look. Yes, I got the Raiders at the moment, and as you can see here, it's red, which means I need Warhorses to get them. Same goes for these guys, the Cankleys. I need Warhorses to get them as well. Same with the light cavalry. Now, Warhorses are very hard to come by. Also, the Sturgeon's Hardened Brigand to upgrade to the Horse Raider. Again, Warhorses. No, but to upgrade up to this point is quite difficult. As I say, getting a hold of Warhorses is difficult, and they are really expensive. I think the standard going rate's about 2,000 gold each for a Warhorse. So yeah. Now, what I've been doing off camera as well is I've been doing a few missions here and there, making sort of good relationships with particular towns. I think the one that I helped was all the way over here. Yep, it was this guy, I believe, Policia. I did a quest which sent me here, because he has Imperial Vegla recruits. To get the Imperial Vegla, that's how you end up getting like the Equites, which, if you know your Roman military, that's essentially the path down to get to cataphracts, which I love cataphracts as a massive fan of the Roman military. Cataphracts are kind of like, you know, where I want to go. So once I've got more space in my party to get more troops, I think that's where I want to go. But on the note of getting more space for troops, I'll show you how to do that. Now, in the last video, my clan tier was at 2. Was at 1 rather. I did a bit more grinding. I did some missions, as I said. Killed some more looters here and there. And I gained more renown. That's how you increase your clan tier. I have space for companions. I will get companions eventually, but my plan here is to build my military first, then get my companions. When you get your companions, they can fulfill certain roles. You can get ones that are scouts. They basically find enemy units, and they can spot them for you sooner than you would otherwise see them. Engineers, they boost your when you're sieging a castle, they boost the build speed. I can't remember by how much. I think it depends on the skill of the engineer. and usually gives you something like a boost of +1%, which means you're getting sort of, I think it's about 200 points of engineering done per day, on top of any standard buffs that you would get. Quartermaster, that's basically a trader. Surgeon, I think that pretty much speaks for itself. Basically, party heals faster when you're not in combat, and also they also prevent your troops from dying. I think it's not always necessarily going to happen. I found that sometimes troops do end up dying sometimes, but I think it's kind of like a random number generator kind of thing. But a lot of times that can be quite handy, because in battle you honestly don't want to lose your troops. Recouping them is very, very difficult. You often need the resources, and you know, if you say lose one horse archer, if you lose one lancer, and then you get one recruit back, it's going to be very difficult to level him up, because he's not always going to be able to get into battle, because the cavalry is very, very fast. My army is a sort of a fast hitting cavalry unit, and I honestly think it might be a weak spot within my strategy, but honestly I think it does pay dividends. When I've been in battles with this cavalry and with my horse archers, I've honestly not lost anyone, because they're too quick. They end up moving away from the enemy and then coming back into battle, so they never end up getting themselves into too much trouble. Right, so we, as I did say, we have a mission over here, which you can see. Got to take our hideout of forest bandits, which I'm going to do. I'm going to walk my way over there, all that way. Okay, and here we are. Basically you have to wait until nightfall to attack. I think it's so they don't necessarily know you're coming, but then again, honestly it doesn't make any sense to me, because you're waiting there to probably be able to see it. It's like, oh, I can see an army there, okay guys, bugger off. But I think it's a standard thing now to do that kind of thing in games. Okay, so now we attack. And basically what you have to do is you have to clear the enemy troops out, and then you end up doing either a final boss battle where you can duel them, or you can just send in your troops to kill them anyway, which I'll probably end up doing, because no, I'm not going to do a duel with a brigand. So what we do is we get our troops to follow us. So I'm going to do that now. Press F1 and F2, and then all your army follows you. What they'll do is they'll pick off the enemy troops for you, and they won't let you get into combat too much by yourself. Yeah, I mean, you have to get very close to them, and I'll show you here, and then you can back off and they'll attack when they get too close, kind of thing. Alright, this looks like where it's the bulk of the enemy army, so I'll just send in my troops. Go in the first person mode here. Fortunately, it does look like I've already lost some troops in this, so I'm going to have to recoup those. Yeah. Lost the battle. Probably should have retreated. Okay. Yeah, I've been wounded. I've lost 2 of my Sturgeon Hagen brigands. God damn it. I've lost 5 of my Valandian light cavalry. Great. So again, I'm gonna have to recruit those. I do hope they don't take me prisoner. Honestly, I've never lost these. Yeah, okay, my troops tracked me out. Alright, let's see what the damage is, shall we? Yeah. 19 with 1 wounded. On the plus side, at least I've still got my horse archers. It's annoying, but it's not too bad. Okay, maybe doing this mission might have to wait a little bit. Might have to level up a bit more, get some slightly better gear, and take them on. But that might be why I lost. I mean, look, 16 forest bandits. That's just insane. 16 in one army, then 4, then 3. So that's 23 against. I think you're only allowed to take 10 of your army. Honestly, I think that's a bit of a I think it's a bit of a slip up by the devs. I don't think you should have small armies like that. I would understand if it was you were taking on a small hideout, but what if it's a big hideout like this? You should be allowed to take at least an equal sized army. That's what I would have thought. Okay. Right. I'm gonna have to go over here to heal up. The way you heal up over time, as you can see here, where that heart is. I was gradually gaining health. Oh goodness, I'm low on food as well. I'll buy some food while we're at it. That's something you've got to keep an eye on in this game as well, is make sure that you've got enough food for your army. It does affect the morale. I mean, you know, it's understandable. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Grain, can't go wrong. That gets them food, it's fine. Okay, so what you do is you wait in a city until you get sort of full health. It also gives your troops time to recover. As you can see there, that had 62 plus 1 wounded. Now I'm back up to full capacity, but my health is still at 32%. I would like that to be 100%. So you just wait in the settlement until it becomes 100%. Okay, there we go. I'm now fully healed. I'm also running low on food again a little bit. I might be okay, but I think I should be alright. Now I'm gonna go and look for a tournament. Tournaments are a good way to level up. They're also a good way to get more money and to get better gear. You don't have to get really good gear out of this, but there isn't a tournament in this town. But you can ask them. You can ask them where there is tournaments nearby. There you go. Are there any tournaments going on in nearby towns? Husson, Fulk, and Vostrom. I don't know where I'm closest to. I think I'm closest to Husson, Fulk, I think. Yeah, I am. Okay, that's where we're gonna go. There's a tournament there. Just fast forward my way over there. But yeah, the tournaments are a good way to get XP. They're a good way to level up your skills because you'll be using a lot of weapons, so you'll be gaining skill levels every time you use those weapons. Because every time you use a weapon, you gain skill levels. I think it's equal to your learning capacity. I'll actually go into the skills section to show you this. So, oh, I didn't realise actually I had a skill point going. I think I'll pick that. Best one, I think, really is... Well, actually, no, I will go with Basher. I usually go with Deflect, but I'm going to go with Basher instead. So yeah, in this game, you've got things like learning. You've got something called learning rate, and it's determined by how many focus points you have in a particular skill. So in this case, I've put a lot of focus points into pole arms, so I'll be learning very, very quickly at pole arms. I'll be learning essentially 9 skill points per time I essentially use my pole arm in combat. For one-handed, I have essentially 5 focus points, so I'll be getting 5 skill levels every time I use my one-handed weapons. And in riding, again, I've got 5, so I'll be getting 5 skill levels every time I kill. I think it's every time I kill an enemy on horseback. Oh, ride on the map with as much speed as possible. Fight on horseback, gaining. There we go. Yeah. Athletics, fight on the move. So, if you're fighting on foot, you gain athletic skills that way. And I'll be learning 4 skills at that. What else? We have leadership. Be learning about 5 again on that, getting skills on that. Which I think, hold on, I think I want to go, it's a tough one. I think I might go for Raise the Meek when I can do it. I need 5 more, and I'm hoping that I can do that very soon. We'll see how quickly I actually learn skills there. In fact, didn't realise I actually have some focus points that I need to use up, so I'll do that. You just do that there, and it boosts how much you can learn. Even if I go past this point, I will. It's just after I go past this point, it becomes harder because you can't put that much focus points into skills. So there's honestly the skill tree is just so much to do. There's a lot to think about, and honestly, with this build, I'm ignoring everything in the control tree because it's just about bows, crossbows, throwing, and I'm not doing any of that. I'm just using pole arms and sword and shield. Okay, I think that's all. I think what we'll do is we'll do a tournament bout. Okay, so join. Okay. Right, we're not in this particular round, we're in that round. Ooh, we get some ring mail. I don't know if that's better than the armor I've got already. We'll see if I win it. So we skip this round. Good way to make money in these tournaments is to bet. It's also a good way to lose money because you might not necessarily win. But I don't see any special people in my group. They were in the other one, but I will probably end up facing at least one of them, or maybe even all of them, knowing my luck. Okay, here we are. Ooh, I'm not lost back. And I got a 2-handed pole arm. That's gonna be interesting. I missed that one, didn't I? I got that one. Try and stay out the thick of it as much as I can. I'll try and let them pick each other off, but then whoever's left, essentially, I'll stick with the small groups unless they start following me around, like this guy. Right, he's my ally. Okay. Ah, missed him. Yeah. Oh, got stuck on your horse. Okay. Come on, you. There we are. Dead. That was easier than I was expecting. But there we are. Again, we skip round, go into the next one, bet. Every time you bet, it raises the expected amount you'll win. And you can keep betting every time. It has to be every time you start a round. So when it's a round that you're not in, you can't bet. You just have to skip, or you can watch it, but you can't watch it. Okie dokie. Oh. Come here, you. Nope, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, wow. You literally rode right into my spear. Can't tell whether you're very brave or very stupid. Probably a bit of both. And there we are. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Okay, skip round. Bet again. Oh, I'm going against a named character. And the name of Adas. Okay, sword and shield time. There we are. Okay. Accept, join, and here you go. This is going to be the tough fight, I think. Yeah, they're like, look at them, they're in really heavy armor. "17 damage, my word, that's not a lot." Oh. Okay, that was definitely a tough fight. Right, there we go. Got my ring mail, gained some renown, and I just won 15,090 golden bets. So, there you go. That's one excellent way of making money. And also gaining more renown. Okay, I think we're going to leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and also hit the bell notification to get notifications on new videos. And I'll see you in the next video.